What's going on, guys? Nate Winicki here from BD Outdoors. We are currently here on the Bluefin grounds, hoping to catch a couple fish for you so we can prepare a delicious poke recipe back in the kitchen. Stay tuned. All right, so we're back here. Epic day in the water yesterday, chasing around a couple little small spots of foam, got a couple of bigger fish in the afternoon on the kite, and we have this beautiful mid-range specimen here. We're gonna break it down here. Okay, so the choice of knife today is going to be the Dexter 8-inch stiff blade. Has a little, it's called the Dextreme, has that serrated edge on the back of it. So first thing, we're gonna glove up on the cutting side hand, safety first. The first cut, we're gonna lift up this pectoral fin, angle your knife inwards towards the head, and we're gonna go right up following the skull. Trim that down now. Go inside, you see this central line here? That's gonna be your little marker. Go right down, body of the fish, following that backbone, you see that? So now, give yourself a little marker here, and we're gonna go right along the backbone. So this is the top loin here. This, from about here on up, is going to be your prime cut here. Once you get back to this tail section, similar to a cow, you know, this is where the toughest and the most sinewy meat is going to be. It's in the legs. This is kind of the powerhouse of the fish. But in this middle section, this is what we're going to use for our poke. All right, so we're in the kitchen now. We have this beautiful top loin here. This is one of my favorite parts of the tuna to make poke out of. And what we're going to do is first off, the skin is still on, so we have to take that off. So what I like to do is go in this kind of back section here, and again, this little section here is going to be the toughest, most kind of sinewy piece of the fish. So if you lose a little bit, don't worry about it. So what we do is we cut at an angle, and you kind of want to go softly down until you reach that skin level. Turn your knife around and just follow that right along. And this Dexter knife is perfect because it has a little bit of flex, so it can just hug that skin while still having the kind of rigidity to get through that tuna meat. So you just follow that right along. Just like that. Flip this guy, boom, and the skin is off. So now what we're gonna do is we're just gonna clean up this fillet a little bit. We wanna make it as proper as we possibly can. So what I'm doing now is I'm just starting to trim some of these kind of non-desirable pieces off. If you see that kind of sinew is what it's called. Basically, those are the tendons of the fish that connect it. But when you eat it when it's raw, you really kind of chew on those pieces more than others. So you want to remove the majority of that before you start making this. So pieces like that go out. And these more sinewy pieces are not great raw, but they're excellent if you want to make tuna burgers or smoke them and have some tuna jerky. The other part that you want to try and avoid is this darker meat part. So what we're going to do is we're going to go right along the edge of this fillet and just trim some of that off here. That darker meat is going to have a much stronger flavor. All right, now at this point, fillet is ready to go. Loin is nice. We're going to start making this into steaks. Chop this up here. About 3 or 4 inch sections here. So now, once you have these all staked up, what you're gonna do is there's still a bit of a bloodline there. We're just gonna remove that, chop these up, start our poke. Okay, so our bluefin, nice and chopped up here. We have some chopped green onions, and today we're making a spicy poke. So we've got one of my favorites, Sriracha. Gotta have some soy sauce or Ponzu sauce on your preference. Rice vinegar, we have some Japanese BBQ sauce, some chili pepper flakes. So let's put this all together and get going. Okay, so we've got our green onions added. Time to add some sauces. So first up, Ponzu sauce. We're gonna put a half cup of Ponzu sauce in here. This is kind of the base of the whole poke. Next up, rice vinegar. Not too much. So we have about 3.5 pounds of bluefin here. So I'm gonna add about a tablespoon, maybe a splash more. You know, this is all kind of based on personal preference, you know? Continue to mix this around just to kind of get it evenly spread as you do this. Next thing we got, a little bit of sesame oil here. Again, just a tablespoon, but be tasting as you do this, you know? I mean, this is your poke after all. Add that in, give it a mix. Okay, and this is spicy poke after all. So we're going to add some Sriracha to this. Also, Japanese barbecue sauce. And toasted sesame seeds. Give you a little bit of texture. All right, next up, chili flakes and some furikake seasoning, Japanese seasoning. About a tablespoon of chili flakes. Up to you, add more if you like the heat, add a little bit less if you don't. This furikake is just a multi-purpose seasoning. Another tablespoon there. Almost done. Final steps here, we're in the home stretch. Grab another bowl, load it up with whatever base you want to use. Now, we're in SoCal. I love using some tortilla chips. It's one of my favorite ways to enjoy poke, but you can enjoy this over white rice, brown rice, anything you might like. And here we are, finished product. Beautiful spicy bluefin poke. Enjoy this with chips, rice, whatever you'd like. And give it a shot next time you catch a bluefin. Thanks, guys.